And here it is, guys. The moment you've all been waiting for. The grand unboxing of my birthday gift to myself, the limited edition Himalayan Birkin. Sasha's voice was high-pitched, practiced, and fake. She posed in front of the ring light, her perfectly contorted face beaming at the iPhone mounted on a tripod. The screen showed the viewer count ticking up 1.8 million, 1.9 million, 2 million. Say hi to the fans, Chloe, she snapped, not even looking at me. I was struggling behind her, my arms trembling under the weight of a tower of gift boxes. I was wearing my usual uniform, an oversized gray hoodie, leggings, and thick-rimmed glasses that kept sliding down my nose. To her followers, I was just the help. To our mother, I was the unfortunate mistake. To Sasha, I was a prop. Careful, you idiot, Sasha hissed as I wobbled. If you drop that, I'll kill you. The poolside patio of the Malibu mansion was crowded with influencers, hangers-on, and people who looked like they were auditioning for a reality show. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the infinity pool. It was a perfect scene. Until I tripped. It was the rug. The stupid $10,000 Persian rug Sasha insisted on putting by the pool for aesthetic. My sneaker caught the edge. Time seemed to slow down. I felt myself pitching forward. The tower of boxes swayed. The topmost box, the orange Hermes box, slid off the pile. It arced through the air in slow motion. Splash. The box hit the pool water with a satisfying thwack. It bobbed for a second, then began to sink, the orange cardboard darkening as it soaked up the chlorinated water. The silence was deafening. Even the DJ stopped the music. Sasha stared at the pool. Then she turned to me. Her face wasn't just angry. It was demonic. Slap. The sound cracked through the air like a whip. My glasses flew off my face and skittered across the patio. My cheek burned with a sudden intense heat. You useless, clumsy little rat, Sasha screamed, forgetting the camera, forgetting her sweet girl persona. Do you know how much that cost? Do you know who I am? She grabbed a handful of my hair and yanked my head back. Get it. Get in there and get it now, you dog. The live stream chat was exploding. I could see the comments flying up the screen on the tripod. OMG, did she just hit her? Is that her sister Sasha is savage, LOL? Yikes. My mother rushed over, not to help me but to fix Sasha's hair. Sasha, darling, calm down your angles. She turned to me, her face twisted in disgust. Chloe, look what you've done. You've ruined your sister's moment. Apologize on your knees. I looked at them. My cheek throbbed. My glasses were broken. I looked at the pool where the soggy box was floating, and something inside me clicked. It wasn't a snap. It was a quiet, mechanical click, like a switch being thrown. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I didn't jump in the pool. I stood up straight. I smoothed down my hoodie. I walked over to my broken glasses, picked them up, and put them back on. One lens was cracked, fracturing my view of my sister into a dozen jagged pieces. No, I said. Sasha blinked. What did you say? I said no. I repeated, my voice low but clear enough for the microphone to pick up. I'm not getting it. And I'm not apologizing. Sasha laughed, a high, incredulous sound. You think you have a choice? I pay for the roof over your head. I pay for the food in your mouth. You are nothing without me. I looked directly into the camera lens, into the eyes of 2 million people. Actually, Sasha, I said, you don't pay for anything. I pulled my phone out of my hoodie pocket. It was a simple black smartphone, nothing flashy. What are you doing? Sasha demanded. Put that away. Stop embarrassing me. I opened my banking app. You see, I said, tapping the screen, you think this lifestyle is funded by your brand deals and your influence, but we both know the truth. Your last 3 brand deals fell through because you were too lazy to shoot the content. Your engagement is bot farmed. Shut up! Sasha lunged for me, but her boyfriend Brad held her back. Not to protect me, but because he was filming on his own phone, clearly sensing a viral moment. So where does the money come from, Sasha? I asked, my thumb hovering over a button marked Freeze All Assets. It comes from the family trust, the one Dad supposedly left us. So what? Sasha spat. Dad left me the money because he knew I was the star. You're just the accountant. Dad didn't leave any money, Sasha, I said calmly. Dad died bankrupt. He left us debt. The guests were whispering now. The live stream comments were going wild. Wait, what? Tea is spilling bankrupt. You're lying, my mother shrieked. Chloe, stop this madness. The money, I continued ignoring her, comes from me, from my crypto investments, from the app I coded when I was 19, the app you called nerd stuff. I have been funding this circus for 3 years because Mom begged me to, because she said you just needed a start. I looked at Sasha. But the start is over, and so is the funding. I pressed the button. Click. At that exact moment, a loud ping echoed from Sasha's purse on the table, then another ping from my mother's phone, then a third from the iPad the DJ was using. Sasha scrambled for her phone. She stared at the screen. Transaction declined. She read confused. What? What does this mean? It means I just froze the cards, I said. The Platinum Amex, the Black Card, the Emergency Visa. All of them. They are linked to my main account. And I just cut the cord. You can't do that, Sasha screamed. Those are my cards. My name is on them. Your name is on the plastic, I corrected. My social security number is on the account. Just then, the head of the catering staff, a stern French man named Henri, walked onto the patio. He looked furious. Miss Vance, he said, approaching Sasha. We have a problem. We just tried to run the final payment for the champagne tower and the seafood bar. The card was declined. Sasha turned red. Run it again. It's a glitch. My sister is messing with the Wi-Fi. We ran it 3 times, Henry said icily, and the backup card, and your mother's card, all declined. Code 404, account frozen by administrator. Fix it, Chloe, Sasha yelled at me. Fix it right now or I swear to God. Or what? I asked. You'll fire me, I quit. Miss Vance. Henri interrupted, his voice raising. The bill is $50,000. If payment is not rendered immediately, we will be forced to stop service and remove the food. You wouldn't dare, Sasha gasped. Do you know who I am? I have 2 million followers watching this. I don't care if you have the Pope watching, Henri snapped. No money, no lobster. He signaled to his team. Within seconds, the waiters stopped passing trays. They began clearing the tables. They took the half-eaten plates of Wagyu beef. They corked the champagne bottles. Hey, Brad shouted as a waiter took his drink. I wasn't finished with that. Show's over, pal, the waiter muttered. The guests started to look uncomfortable. People were checking their phones, whispering. The illusion was breaking. The rich kid vibe was dissolving into the reality of a broke girl shouting at caterers. This is humiliating, my mother hissed at me. Chloe, turned the cards back on. We have guests. The Spielbergs are here. The Spielbergs sent their regrets, I said dryly. That's just a guy who looks like Steven Spielberg that Sasha hired from Craigslist to stand by the bar. The guy by the bar looked up, shrugged, and grabbed a handful of shrimp before running off. Chloe. Sasha was hyperventilating now. Please, just for tonight, I'll do anything. I'll let you move into the guest room upstairs. You won't have to sleep in the basement anymore. I laughed. It was a cold, dry sound. The basement? You mean the server room, where I make the money that pays for your Botox. I walked over to the pool's edge. The Hermes box was soggy and sinking. You know what's funny, Sasha? I said. You were so worried about that bag, but you didn't even check what was inside. It's a Birkin, she wailed. It's an investment. It's a Canal Street knockoff, I said. I bought it for $50. I switched it this morning. Sasha froze. What? I knew you'd want to do an unboxing, I said. And I wasn't going to spend $200,000 on a bag for someone who can't even remember my birthday. So I bought a fake. A really good fake. But if you look closely, the stitching is wrong. And the leather, it smells like plastic. Sasha ran to the pool edge. She fished the box out with a pool skimmer, water splashing everywhere. She tore open the soggy cardboard. She pulled out the bag. The water had made the dye run. Streaks of gray were dripping down the Himalayan white. The gold hardware was already tarnishing green. "It's melting!" she shrieked. "My Birkin is melting." The livestream chat was losing its mind. LMAO, it's fake. She's broke and fake team. Chloe. Melting Birkin is trending Takbin 1. Brad, seeing the ship sinking, stepped away from Sasha. He pointed his phone at her, zooming in on the ruined bag. "Yo, that's crazy," he said to his own followers. "I had no idea she was a fraud, guys. I'm a victim here too." "Brad!" Sasha screamed. "Stop filming, help me." "Sorry, babe." Brad shrugged. "My brand is authenticity, and you're kinda cringe right now." I watched the chaos unfold. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion, but I was the one driving the bulldozer. But I wasn't done. Not even close. I walked over to the DJ booth. The DJ had stopped the music and was packing up his gear. "Can I use the mic?" I asked. "Sure," he said. "Card declined for me too, so I'm out. Good luck, kid." I took the microphone. The feedback squealed for a second, silencing the murmurs of the crowd. "Attention, everyone," I said. "I have an announcement." Sasha looked up from her melting bag, mascara running down her face. "Don't you say another word, Chloe. I will sue you. I will ruin you." "With what lawyer?" I asked. "Retainers cost money." I turned to the crowd. "I want to apologize for the inconvenience. The party is officially over. But before you go, there's one more thing you should know." I pointed at the mansion behind us, the sprawling white stucco palace with the ocean view. "You all think this is Sasha's house. She told Architectural Digest she designed it herself. She told MTV Cribs she bought it with her Empire money." I paused for effect. "But the truth is, this house isn't hers. It's not even my mother's." "Whose is it?" someone shouted from the back. "It belongs to a holding company," I said. "CV Ventures." My mother stepped forward, trying to regain some dignity. "Yes, well, that's our family company. Chloe manages the paperwork." "CV stands for Chloe Vance," I said. "I am the sole proprietor. I bought this house 2 years ago as an investment property, and I let my sister and mother live here rent-free because they were family." The crowd gasped. "But," I continued, my voice hardening, "my lease agreement has a very specific clause. Clause 4B, tenants must conduct themselves with dignity and respect towards the landlord." I pointed to my cheek where the red mark of Sasha's handprint was still visible. "I think we can all agree. Clause 4B has been violated." I pulled a folded piece of paper from my back pocket. It wasn't a speech. It was a legal document. "This is an eviction notice," I said, "effective immediately, due to violation of lease terms and assault." "Eviction." Sasha laughed nervously. "You can't evict us. We live here. You have to give us 30 days. "Actually," I smiled. "Since you never paid rent, you aren't tenants. You are guests. And guests can be asked to leave at any time, especially when they damage the property." I pointed to the pool, now murky with dye and cardboard. At that moment, the sound of sirens cut through the evening air. Blue and red lights flashed against the mansion's walls. 2 cars pulled into the long driveway. One was a police cruiser, the other was a black SUV with the logo Prestige Property Management on the side. A man in a sharp suit got out of the SUV. "Mr. Henderson?" "My property manager." He was followed by 2 uniformed officers. "Mr. Henderson," I waved. "Right on time." "Right." "Miss Vance." Henderson nodded respectfully. "We received your distress signal via the app. Is this the intruder?" He gestured to Sasha. "Intruder," Sasha screeched. "I'm the star. This is my house." "Ma'am." The police officer stepped forward. "We have a report of domestic assault and trespassing, and we saw the live stream. The slap was very clear." "She hit me first," Sasha lied. "With her mind." The cop sighed. "Okay, let's make this simple. Who holds the deed?" I handed him the folder Mr. Henderson had brought. "I do, and I want them removed. Now." "You can't do this to your mother," my mom wailed, clutching her pearls. "Where will we go?" "I booked you a room," I said. "At the Motel 6 by the highway, paid for 2 nights. After that, You're on your own. Motel 6? Sasha looked like she was going to vomit. They don't even have room service. They have vending machines, I said. You like snacks, right? The officers moved in. Ladies, you need to leave the premises. Grab your essentials. You have 5 minutes. Essentials? Sasha looked at her pile of gifts. But my stuff? My clothes, my shoes. Anything you bought with my credit card stays, I said. That's considered stolen property. You can take what you bought with your own money. Sasha looked down at her outfit, a Gucci dress, Louboutin heels, Cartier bracelet. All bought on my Amex. So, I have to leave naked, she whispered. No. I reached into the pile of trash by the bar and pulled out a black garbage bag. You can wear this. It matches your soul. The crowd erupted in laughter. It was cruel. It was petty. It was the best moment of my life. 5 minutes starts now, Officer Miller said, tapping his watch. The party guests were scrambling to leave, not wanting to be caught in the police report, but unable to look away from the train wreck. They stood by their luxury cars, phones out, recording the finale. Sasha stood frozen, staring at the black garbage bag I had tossed at her feet. It was a heavy-duty contractor bag, the kind used for hauling debris. Fitting. You can't be serious, she whispered, her voice trembling. Mom, do something, she's evicting us. She's humiliating me. My mother, for the first time in her life, looked unsure of who to bet on. She looked at Sasha, mascara, running dress stained with pool water, reputation in tatters. Then she looked at me, standing tall in my hoodie, holding the deed to a multi-million-dollar mansion surrounded by lawyers and police. Chloe. My mother tried a new tactic, the guilt trip. She clasped her hands together, her eyes welling up with practiced tears. Chloe, baby, I know we've had our differences. But look at this place. It's too big for one person. Surely we can work something out. I can help you decorate. I have a great eye for. You have a great eye for spending my money. I cut her off. And for looking the other way when Sasha treated me like a servant. Remember my 16th birthday, Mom, the one you forgot, because Sasha had a pimple and needed emotional support? My mother flinched. That was a difficult time. It was a Tuesday, I said flatly. And I spent it eating a cupcake alone in the laundry room because Sasha said I wasn't allowed in the living room during her vibe check. You didn't just enable her, you applauded her. I turned to Mr. Henderson. Start cataloging the assets. I want a full inventory of every item in the house. Furniture, electronics, art. If it's not on their person when they walk out that door, it stays. Understood, Henderson signaled his team. 3 people in suits marched into the house carrying tablets. Sasha finally snapped out of her shock. She didn't grab the garbage bag. Instead, she ran towards the house. My shoes, my collection. You can't take my Louboutins. Stop her, I yelled. Officer Miller stepped in front of the patio doors, blocking her path. Ma'am, you are no longer permitted entry. This is private property. My stuff is in there, Sasha shrieked, trying to push past him. My life is in there. Your stuff, I corrected, walking up behind her, was bought with the platinum Amex ending in 4098. My card. Therefore it's my stuff. Legally, it's corporate assets. You petty witch. Sasha spun around, raising her hand to slap me again. Officer Miller caught her wrist midair. Do that again and you're leaving in cuffs, not a cab. Sasha crumbled. She sank to her knees on the expensive Persian rug, the one I had tripped on earlier, and began to sob. It was an ugly heaving sound. Brad, she wailed, looking around for her boyfriend. Brad, baby, help me. Tell them we're a power couple, we can sue them. But Brad wasn't helping. Brad was busy. He was standing near the pool, holding his phone up, live streaming to his own channel. Yo guys, update, Brad said into his camera voice, loud and clear. Turns out the crypto queen was actually the crypto broke. Everything was fake. The house, the car, the bags. I'm honestly shocked. I feel betrayed. I was just here for the love, you know. But love don't pay the bills when the feds show up. Brad, Sasha whispered, watching him. What are you doing? Brad looked at her, then back at his phone. Sorry, babe, I gotta protect my brand. Association with fraud is bad for the algorithm. We're done. Done, Sasha choked out. But we were going to be the next Kim and Kanye. More like Bonnie and Clyde, but without the money. Brad snorted. He turned to me. Hey, Chloe. Nice hoodie. Listen, if you need a new social media manager, I'm available. I clearly know how to pick a winner. I looked at him with pure disgust. Brad, if you don't get off my property in 10 seconds, I'm releasing the DMs you sent to my sister's best friend last week. The ones asking for feet pics. Brad's face went pale. He ended his stream instantly. Right, going. Good luck with all this. He sprinted toward the gate, not even looking back at his sobbing ex-girlfriend. The next hour was a blur of logistics and misery. Under the watchful eye of the police, Sasha and my mother were allowed to retrieve exactly one bag of personal items each. Not valuables, just essentials. Toiletries, underwear, a change of clothes that weren't designer. I stood in the foyer watching them come down the grand staircase. They looked like refugees from a fashion show gone wrong. Sasha was dragging a trash bag filled with sweatpants and t-shirts. My mother had a duffel bag filled with her skincare products. She prioritized face cream over food, apparently. This is inhumane, my mother muttered as she passed me. I raised you better than this. You raised me to be invisible, I said. I just decided to be seen. They reached the front door. The Uber I had called for them, an UberX, not a black, was waiting. Wait. Sasha stopped. She looked at the massive crystal chandelier hanging in the entryway. She looked at the marble floors. She looked at the life she was losing. Chloe. She said, her voice small. I can change. I can help you. I have 2 million followers. We could rebrand the Vance sisters. You're the brains, I'm the face. We could make millions. Even now, standing in the wreckage, she was trying to hustle. Sasha, I said, leaning against the doorframe. You don't have 2 million followers anymore. What? I held up my phone. While you were packing, I contacted the platforms. I sent them proof of the bot farms you used, the fake engagement, the bot likes. I refreshed her Instagram page on my screen. User not found. Your account has been suspended for violation of terms of service, fraudulent activity. I swiped to TikTok. Account banned. You don't have a platform, I said softly. You don't have a brand. You don't even have a handle anymore. You're just Sasha. Sasha stared at the phone. Her eyes rolled back in her head and she fainted. Actually fainted. She crumpled to the floor in a heap of tulle and despair. Oh, for God's sake! My mother sighed, not even bending down to help her. Get up, Sasha, the meter is running. Officer Miller helped Sasha up. She was groggy, stumbling. They led her out to the waiting Honda Civic Uber. I watched through the window as they piled into the back seat. The car drove away, disappearing down the winding Malibu road. Silence descended on the mansion. All clear, Miss Vance? Mr. Henderson said, checking his tablet. The locks have been recoded. The security system is reset. Your biometric data is the only admin key. Thank you, Henderson, I said. You can go. Send the cleaning crew in the morning. I want this place scrubbed, especially the pool. Of course. Good night, Miss Vance. He left. The police left. I was alone. I walked out to the patio. The sun had fully set now. The pool lights were on, illuminating the murky water where the Hermes box had disintegrated. I sat down on a lounge chair, one I had paid for, but never been allowed to sit on because I didn't match the vibe. I took off my glasses. I took a deep breath of the salty ocean air. It was quiet. No ring lights buzzing. No fake laughter. No demands for lattes or steaming clothes. My phone buzzed. It wasn't a notification. It was a call. From my bank. Miss Vance, a worried voice asked, we're seeing unusual activity. Multiple attempts to access the frozen cards from a Motel 6 IP address. I laughed. Let me guess. They're trying to order room service. They're trying to order from Uber Eats. Sushi. $400 worth. Decline it, I said. And flag the location. If they try again, send a cease and desist. Understood. Have a good evening, Miss Vance. I hung up. I looked at the stars. For the first time in 24 years, I wasn't Chloe the assistant. I wasn't Chloe the mistake. I was Chloe the owner. The next morning, the internet was a war zone. Sasha Vance Exposed was the #1 trend globally. Clips of the slap the melting bag and the eviction were being remixed meme-d and analyzed by drama channels everywhere. The fall of the influencer era. One headline read, "From Hills to Homeless." The Sasha Vance story, read another. But there was another hashtag trending. Yuck Boss Chloe. People had found my old dormant Twitter account. They found my GitHub repository where I stored my code. They found the articles about the mystery developer behind CoinVault, the crypto wallet app that had sold for $50 million last year. They connected the dots. Wait, the girl in the hoodie is the CoinVault creator. She's a tech genius. Sasha was bullying a millionaire LOL. My inbox was flooded. Not with hate, but with job offers, interview requests, and marriage proposals. I ignored them all. I had work to do. I drove to the Motel 6, not to gloat, but to finalize the terms of surrender. I found them in room 104. The door was ajar. I could hear arguing from the parking lot. "You said you had savings?" My mother was screaming. "I spent it on the blue checkmark verification," Sasha screamed back. "It's a subscription now, Mom. It costs 50 yen a month. We are eating vending machine pretzels for breakfast. I need my collagen." I knocked on the door. They both froze. When they saw me standing in the doorway wearing a sharp black blazer and jeans, no hoodie today, they looked like deer in headlights. "Chloe." My mother gasped, smoothing her hair. "You came back." "Oh, thank God. I knew you wouldn't leave us here. Is the car outside?" "I'm not here to pick you up," I said, stepping into the cramped, musty room. "I'm here to give you a choice." I placed 2 envelopes on the bed. Envelope A. I pointed to the left one. "Contains a one-way ticket to Idaho for both of you. I bought a small 2-bedroom trailer in a retirement community. It's fully paid for. Utilities are covered for 6 months. There is a stipend of $1,000 a month for groceries. But there is a condition: you sign a non-disclosure agreement. You never mention my name, the company, or the family again. You disappear." Sasha looked horrified. "Idaho. Do they even have internet in Idaho?" Envelope B. I pointed to the right one. "Is nothing. I walk out that door. I block your numbers and you figure it out. But be warned, the credit card debt Sasha racked up in my name. If you choose this option, I will press charges for identity theft. That's 5 to 10 years in prison." Sasha looked at the envelopes, then at me. "You're a monster," she whispered. "I'm a mirror," I said. "I'm reflecting what you gave me. You gave me nothing but scraps and silence. So I'm giving you a trailer and silence." My mother grabbed envelope A. "We'll take it." "Mom," Sasha cried. "Idaho is full of potatoes." "It's full of housing, Sasha," my mother snapped. "We have $12 between us. Take the ticket." Sasha grabbed the envelope, her hand shaking. "Fine, but I'm going to write a book about this. The Cruel Sister." "Read the NDA," I said calmly. "Clause 7. If you mention me in a book, a tweet, or a smoke signal, the trailer gets repossessed and the stipend stops. You are ghosted, Sasha. Permanently." I turned to leave. "Chloe," my mother called out. I stopped, hand on the doorknob. Did you ever love us?" she asked, her voice cracking. I looked back at them, sitting on a cheap motel bed surrounded by empty pretzel wrappers. "I love the idea of you," I said. "I love the family I thought I could buy if I just worked hard enough." But I realized, love isn't something you buy. It's something you build. And you two, you're just demolition experts. I closed the door. Driving back to the city, I felt lighter than I had in years. The heavy weight of obligation of trying to please people who couldn't be pleased was gone. But there was one more loose end: the mansion. I pulled into the driveway. The cleaning crew was already there, vans parked out front. I walked through the empty rooms. The white furniture, the marble floors, the echoing halls. It was a beautiful house. But it wasn't a home. It was a stage set for a play that had been canceled. I took out my phone and called Mr. Henderson. "Henderson? It's Chloe." Yes, Miss Vance. Sell it, I said. List it tomorrow. I don't care about the price. Just get rid of it. Understood. And the proceeds? Donate them, I said, to the Girls Who Code initiative, and set up a scholarship fund for underprivileged students. Call it the No More Hoodies Fund. Henderson chuckled. Will do, Miss Vance. I walked out to the pool area one last time. The water had been drained. The Hermes box was gone. The stain on the patio had been power washed away. It was a blank slate. I sat on the edge of the empty pool and opened my laptop. I had a new project to work on. A new app. Something about financial literacy for young people. Something to teach them that worth isn't determined by likes and security isn't found in a handbag. My screen pinged. A new email. Subject coffee. From Liam. The fake Spielberg guy. I opened it. Hey Chloe, I know this is weird, but I was the guy your sister hired to stand by the bar. I'm actually a grad student in computer science. I saw what you did with the banking app override. That was elegant code. And pretty badass. I'd love to buy you a coffee, a real one not paid for with a stolen card, and hear how you built the back end for CoinVault. Let me know. Liam? I smiled. A real smile. Not for a camera. Not for approval. I typed back, coffee sounds good. But I'm buying. I hit send. I closed the laptop, stood up, and walked out of the mansion. I left the gate open. I didn't need to lock it anymore. There was nothing left inside to steal. My life was out here. In the real world.